You know, a lot of churches in general will grow and develop, and will have a good season of reaching their community and being outward focused. And then in time, as that congregation begins to age, so will that congregation begin to die. And and you may be dealing with that even now. And that's pretty normal. And you may be wondering, what do you need to do in this season for your church? Now, before you write the obituary, before you determine the date, just close everything down and stop, I want you to consider for just a moment a church merger. Sometimes we think of a church merger as really a different type of ending, but it's really not an ending. It's an opportunity for a powerful renewal and to be a tremendous blessing. Here is the truth. The church landscape over the last decade has changed dramatically. And what we do moving forward will have to be different than what we've done in the past. And I want you to know something. The church, maybe the church that you're serving at right now, it isn't your church. You may have started it. You may have been there the longest. You may be there now. You may feel the weight of, like, this is my church. But it's not your church. It never has been your church. It is Jesus' church. And through his sacrifice, he has bought and he owns the church. And that's on a global, universal level, and that's on a local level as well. And so Jesus is the head of your church. And so the question is not what do we individually want for our church, but what does he want for our church? After all, it is he who has died for it. Now, I want you to think about three things that will help or benefits of a church merger. And that is finding another church, and I would suggest a church that is on the growing or full of life cycle, not on the decline. But here's three benefits of a church merger. One, combining resources. Imagine the possibilities when two congregations come together and join forces. You know, youth programs can flourish, outreach efforts can expand, and ministries can be revitalized. Secondly, you bring in a new, fresh perspective. There's new ideas, new traditions can be sparked, and really renew a new passion of faith. And thirdly, there's the good probability that you're going to be stronger together. Let's face it, sometimes a single church might feel like a lone voice in the community. You may feel like you have really given everything you've had for so many years and made very little impact. But a church merger can create a stronger, more impactful tone for a community and reaching that community. So I want to encourage you to think about possibly merging with another church. Now, a church merger does require letting go of some of those familiar things, those familiar traditions, those desires that we have personally to meet our own needs.